Okay, next up we have a question from Ted. He says, how do I bedazzle my basic life? What are some practical ways? Brian, this is a Brian-esque Brianism.
It is a Brian-esque Brian. Brian, this is, I'm going to give you credit for coining this. This is something I first heard from Brian. I think I last heard it with you two. I don't know if I've heard anyone else quite frame it up that way. How'd you figure that? What is bedazzling the basic life, and how would one think about doing that well?
Well, I made an observation. I think I've shared this. I keep coming back to it because I really did try to load this thing up. If you go to moneyguy.com/millionaire mission, you can pre-order the book. But I have a whole storyline in there about the fact that I had a unique thing is that my dad got laid off when I was in the 7th or 8th grade. And it was one of those things where my parents we went to broke. And I remember, Dad was unemployed for a while, had to go buy, because he lost a company car, so he had to go buy a $1,000 beater to drive around. And vacations during that phase were going to timeshare presentations, or my dad, trading 2 cases of beer for Disney tickets. The entire drive down to Orlando, Florida, my parents were fighting over the fact of, what if this doesn't work? Isn't this the craziest idea? If y'all want to know my love of Disney, it comes from 2 cases of beer traded for some Disney tickets, some promotion tickets that my dad had worked up some travel hack scheme with friends of his. But it's I look back on that life of economic scarcity, aka being poor, but they're the best times of my life with my parents, I should say. And the fact that I had a key learning moment there is that you can create incredible experiences even when you're dirt poor. And that's what I talk about with bedazzling your basic life, is that I don't care where you are, you're going in your journey to financial independence, you're going to take time in each decade to find some way to create memories, to create something that will be spectacular. And I'll tell you what I think, I've even done it with my own family, there's so many cool road trip museums or things that you can go visit. Bo, you were just telling me your wife wants to go to Dollywood.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why you haven't been to Dollywood, because that Dreammore resort that Dolly has built, it's fabulous. And unlike Disney, I give Dolly a lot of credit, because Disney, you're going to have to go take a second mortgage to go to. And I love Disney, and I love Universal, and I'm equal opportunity amusement park. But Dollywood is not as crazy. You will not feel like Dolly's trying to get you to shave off part of your right leg to get into the park. So I think that there are ways, Ted, that you can do incredible things without having, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to bedazzle. You're going to put something that's shiny, glimmery, and is going to create an incredible memory for your family without breaking the bank. I look back on my trips, like even on that trip to Disney World for the 2 cases of beer, we packed our lunch.
Yeah.
And we didn't stay on property. I think we might have stayed. It wasn't like we stayed in Kissimmee either. I think we might have stayed like 45 minutes away so that my parents could get a hotel that was probably, back then, who knows what it was. It might have been $19.99 a night at that point in time. But it's but I'm just telling you, there are ways to make incredible memories, because just like we talk about time in the market is more important than timing the market, time with the people you love and creating those memories is going to be pretty valuable in the long term. And I'll close it out, because I know, once again, I'm going long on this. My first trip to Europe, I did it cheap. I went with my wife. We're only a few years into our marriage before we had kids. And we got ripped off in every city in Italy. We were dragging our luggage down the cobblestone streets. We were not staying in the nicest of places. But you know what? I look back on that, and the blossoming memories, even the things that give you stress or freak, or cause a lot of, trouble in the moment. When you look back, because memories tend to blossom, they get better, the negative stuff drops off. I laugh about some of those things now. And that's what I would encourage you, Ted. If you're struggling financially, don't feel the societal pressure that you have to go get in debt or make some bad decisions to still go create awesomeness and with your family. Just think about it and go and do something that's a little different than what the consumption society is telling you, but still allows you to build something that's going to be priceless and forever.
Yeah, I'll speak to the other side of it. Maybe the folks that aren't necessarily broke. Maybe you've had some success and you grew up less affluent, less wealthy, and now you're trying to right all the wrongs of your childhood. Because I think I've fallen prey to this. One of the best things that you can do is lean into what are the things that actually matter. What are the things that you actually enjoy doing? You know, we took our family to Disney and we had this whole idea. There's been this amazing thing. If you ask my kids what their absolute favorite part of their entire Disney trip, you know what it was?
What?
The pool at the resort. That's what they say. It was the pool at the resort.
That's the so kid thing
you know
to
what
say.
I mean? And like we do all this stuff. Yesterday, my wife, there's a coffee shop here in town, and my wife took our middle daughter to the coffee shop, and she climbed a tree with her.
Yeah.
It costs I'm sure my wife got a bougie coffee, but outside of that, it costs no money to go do that. And that's the kind of thing my kid's going to remember, that little mommy date that she had. So if you can think about what are the things that either you enjoy or your family enjoys, it doesn't always have to be the expensive things. It doesn't always have to be the things that cost a lot of money. And the more you can bedazzle those basic things and do those basic things, I think the more fulfilling you will find the journey, not being super stressed about, oh, we got to do this vacation, we got to go to this beach, we got to stay at this place, we got to have this house. I don't know that you have to fall into that trap, because what you're going to find out you're doing is just stressing yourself out and not actually doing the things that you desire to be doing anyways.
Yeah.